Hola, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, buenos días, buenas tardes. Estoy en un chat en vivo. I am in a live chat. I am Maricita Colors in English. I want to show you my new beanie. This will be my new beanie. I use 2 stitches or 3 important stitches, knitted stitches. Here I have the rib stitch. I will make for the front of the work. This is the front of my work. This is the rib stitch. The rib stitch, punto elástico en español. Elastic. For this is the name in Spanish. Elástico, punto elástico. This is the garter stitch. Punto Santa Clara o punto bobo en español. Garter stitch. And here I have the stockinette stitch. For the front is the knit stitch, and in the reverse we have the purl stitch. Look for the reverse how is the work. Here I have the garter stitch, and here I have the purl stitch, but it's a little different. Look, it's the same. But here between the purl stitch we have the knit stitch. And here only we have knit stitches for the front and purl stitches on the reverse. I alternate the stitches. This will be a beanie like this. This is a crocheted beanie that I made stitches similar to the knitted stitches. Here I made in crochet, look, I made the rib stitch, punto elástico, and this a little similar to the garter stitch. It's a little similar, not the same. And this is a little similar to the stockinette stitch, like this. This pattern is ready here in my channel, on my channel. Here I will let you to this pattern on the description box, on the comments, and when I finish this chat live. ¿Cómo están? Welcome to my channel. If you can write me to know if you hear me good, this will be nice. Okay, so now I make the beanie, the knitted beanie I made in knitting. The knitted beanie in knitting. Sorry. My language is Spanish. Mi idioma es el español. But actually I live in Germany. So here I speak a little English. And sometimes I can say words in German. So sorry. But if you want to, you can write me and comment and tell me, and I will try to answer you if you don't understand me. Okay, now I am on the reverse of the work. I have 124 stitches. I use the needles number 3. This is a merino yarn. This is the second ball that I use. This is the reverse. From the beginning I have 124 stitches, and in every row I have the same stitches. So I will show you the stitches that I use in my beanie. This is the purl stitch, punto revés en español, purl stitch. Purl stitch with the needle from the right, we insert from the right to the link or the left. The needle goes in the front of the work. This is the purl stitch. The yarn involves the needle and we bring the yarn to the front, and this needle goes back, and now we have the new stitch, and this yarn goes out. This is the purl stitch, punto revés. For this work only we use 2 stitches. The knit, punto derecho, knit stitch, and the purl stitch, punto revés. Now I make the stockinette stitch. The stockinette stitch is the knit stitch on the front of the work and the purl stitch is in the back, in the reverse, reversa. In Spanish is revés, no reversa. Reversa is another word. Reversa, I think don't exist. Doesn't exist in Spanish. Sometimes when we drive the auto or the car, we can say reversa. Yeah. But here is for the reverse, por el revés del tejido. Revés. In Spanish, for us is the punto revés. You can repeat for remember, to remember. Punto, stitch, punto, revés, purl stitch. So this is the advance of this week. Hello, welcome to my channel. For all the people that watch my video or my channel for the first time, I am Maricita Colors in English. I am Peruvian and I live actually in Germany. So I have my channel in Spanish, Maricita Colors, and my channel in English, Maricita Colors in English. This is one of my favorite techniques, knitting. In Spanish we say palitos, dos agujas, or tricot. Here I have 124 stitches, so I use needles a little teeny because the yarn is a little teeny too. You can watch if your needles are correct for your yarn. For the border, look, the border. It's a little tight, the border. When it's not so tight, the needles are so big for the yarn. In the etiquette of this, in the paper of this yarn, they recommend us that we use needles between 3 and 4 millimeters. So little to little I make this pattern, and soon I will make here on my channel the new pattern. Look, it's very nice, this purl stitch, punto revés. So this is the purl stitch, and now when I finish this row hilera en español, when I finish, I will show you the knit stitch, el punto derecho. Look. Thank you for your likes, comment, and share this video. You can find me too on Facebook, Maricita Colors, in English, and on Instagram, Maricita Designs, or Maricita Colors too. I have 2 accounts, one in Spanish and one in English. Now in Germany we are 12 and 48 minutes. Las 12:48 minutos. I will show you to this work. I will let you the pattern. All the patterns, always I let you on the comments, on the description box, and at the end of this video. So we finish fast the row. Terminamos la hilera. I make the last purl stitch. For that my border is uniform, look my trick. This is my trick. It's very nice. We turn the knitting work, volteamos el tejido, and look. I alternate the garter stitch, the stockinette, and the garter stitch. I will make a beanie a little longer, like a slouchy. This crocheted beanie, we begin here on the top until here. And in knitting is the opposite. Sure, in knitting I can make from here too, but I prefer begin for the rib stitch, el punto elástico. So now I will show you the knit stitch. Now I use until now I use 2 balls of 50 grams, so maybe I only use 100 grams for my beanie or slouchy. In the crochet, I use more yarn. I use 50 dry balls of 50 grams, so 150 grams of yarn. In crochet, we use a little more yarn sometimes. Okay, here I will show you. In every fantasy stitch, I made 14 rows, 14 hileras. Here I have 14, here I have 14, 14, and always I alternate for the front of my work. Where is the front of our work? For me, to me, this is the front where the yarn, when the yarn of the begin is in the right side, this is the front. Sure, you can use both sides, but for me this is more nice. Look, this is like canots here in the first row. And if we turn, look how this is like lines. It's not so my favorite. So for this, I always, in my threads, I use the canots, los nudos, en español. So now we make the knit stitch, el punto derecho. In my works, for that the border is uniform always in the second row. From the second row, I always make this stitch I don't knit. Only I pass to the needle of the right. And I pull a little. And from here I make the knit stitch. Look how is the knit stitch. Punto derecho en español. From the left to the right, and the needle goes down of this left needle. The yarn to the front, and the needle back goes back and catch the new stitch, and this goes out. The last or the previous stitch goes out only. And ready. This is the knit stitch. Again, if you are new in knitting, it's better to make the stitches with needles not so teeny like this. It's better. And with the yarn a little thick when you learn to knitting. I love this technique of knitting. It's relaxed for me, or for me. In German is relaxed für mich. And look, the knit stitch or stockinette stitch. The knit stitch on the front and the purl stitch on the reverse. For the garter stitch, is the knit stitch in the front and on the reverse of the work. Always is the knit stitch, so it's super easy. But in this is different. The knit stitch on the front and the purl stitch on the reverse. So to make this beanie is a little longer because, you know, with teeny yarn and teeny needles, it's not so quick to make. But I always try to knitting every night a little. But the next time I will use the yarn not so teeny. But it's very nice. This will be for this winter that we have. In the next months, we will be in winter here in Germany. And here, you know, is start the winter like in America. Or in England too, or in another countries. I come from Peru and I come from Lima. Lima is the, how you say in English, the capital in English. How is this word? Hauptstadt is in German, but okay. Lima is where is the president of my country. And in Lima, our winter before was not so strong. I never used beanie in Lima. Maybe in winter we have, or we had before 16, 17 grads. It's not Fahrenheit like in America, it's grads. Was not so cold, but now all my friends and family says that it's very cold now in Lima. Very, very cold. I think our world changed. We have colder cities, and when it's summer, it's so hot, so warm, really. So here I make only the knit stitch. Then when I have the long of my beanie, of my slouchy, maybe 24 centimeters, I will start to make decreases, for that is little, not so big. So I will make decreases, and when I have maybe 30 or 40 stitches, I will close. This will be very nice, a nice beanie. I made the size for teenagers and for us, the adults. Is for me, we have only 3 sizes. Is from babies from 0 to 3 years old, is 38 until 42 centimeters, the wide. The another size is from 3 until 12 years old, 3 until 12 years old, and is from 42 to 48 centimeters approximately. And for us, the adults and teenagers, is from 38, 42, 48 centimeters until 50 centimeters. Yeah, when the person is bigger, you can make 50 to 54 centimeters of the for the cup, for the head. And look how is. I made the same. You must make a little pattern with your yarn and with your needles for to know how many stitches you need to make this white. Here I have the orange is 50 centimeters. So the half is 25 centimeters. So with this yarn that is teeny and my needles that are teeny too, I made the half was 62 stitches. So I made the double that was or that is approximately 124 stitches. 62 2 times is 124 stitches. And look, remember, when you make the rib stitch, you don't must make exactly, because the rib stitch is elastic. So if you make exactly the rib stitch of the 25 or the 50 centimeters, it will be a beanie so big, a bigger beanie. So for me, I made approximately 3 centimeters less of the size when I made the calculation of the stitches. Okay, I hope that you like. I love this color. Now I want to show you, this is a nice bag, Mädchen or girls bag, with a little mandala. Look, it's very nice. Here I use only is crocheted bag. I use the single crochet. And in the deck, I think it's deck, la tapa, we say in Spanish, this will be like this. It's a very nice bag. I made with a yarn that is different. It's like a ribbon, this yarn. But you can make this bag with all the yarns, with wool, with cotton. And at the end, I made this. It's very nice, really. So I will let you this back, the pattern. At the end of this video will appear this video, the pattern, on the comments and on the description box. I will let you these two patterns. So this was a little advance of my works. I will show you too. I begin to make a pulley, a pullover with this yarn. The needles are the 4,50 millimeters. You must have a little careful with the stitches. Here I make the rib stitch, and again it's all out. Okay. Yeah, like this is better. Better. Besser in German, besser, mejor en español, and better in English. How is the rib stitch? The rib stitch, I must make good the stitch. I always try to put in the right position the stitches. This is the purl stitch and this is the knit stitches. We alternate one knit and one purl stitch. If you open like this is the purl stitch and this is the knit stitch. So here I must make a purl stitch, punto revés, the yarn into the back, and we will make one knit stitch. Thank you for your likes. This is important for my channel. Thank you. And for make the last purl stitch, we bring the yarn to the front and we make the last purl stitch. And for that my border is uniform, we pull. And we turn the knitting work. Now I am on the front of my work. Look, this is like knots. Here I have 120 stitches, I think. This will be the front of my pullover. I will make a little of the rib stitch for that you can watch. The first stitch from the second row I pass only. This is like the knit stitch. We bring the yarn to the front. We will make the purl stitch, punto revés, yarn to the back, punto derecho, yarn to the front, punto revés y derecho. Derecho, revés. In these lections, you can learn a little Spanish too. If you like, please write me to know. The purl stitch, punto revés, punto derecho. Sure, here in front of the camera is not so easy to knitting. I can not to catch my needles like always, but you can watch it. I love this technique. I told you 100 times. I learned maybe this technique when I was 7 or 8 years old. My mother taught me. I always look my mother when she knitting. She make for us pulleys for me and my 2 brothers and sister. I remember always she make for me one pulley, red pulley, with a heart in the center. The heart was white, and all the pulley was red. And ready. This is the rib stitch, punto elástico, because estira. So when you make your pulley, you always must make first, remember, one little pattern with 20 or 30 stitches, and you must compare. By example, this is the Daine. You have a pullover in the house, and you must make 3 centimeters less, and from here you must count how many centimeters you have to make the front or the back of your work. I always make the same number of stitches in the front and the back of my pullovers. This is one tip. So, by example, 3 centimeters less, because remember that the rib stitch is like elastic. So you must make like this. You make 3 centimeters less, and you must count how many centimeters you have from here until here. And this will be the size of your pullover, or your beanie, or the thread that you want to make. I hope that I can finish this pulley for this winter. I need a pulley. Okay, chicas, girls, I hope that you like this video. Remember, activate the bell of my channel. You can deactivate and activate, because sometimes the notifications don't arrive. So it's better activate, deactivate, and activate again, for that you receive the post when I have a new video here on my channel. I always, or every week, I try to make a new video with a old pattern or with the advance of my new patterns. I have here on my channel almost 200 videos in crochet and knitting. So activate the bell, subscribe you. You can find me too on Facebook and on Instagram. This and on, I always confuse. En Spanish es, tú puedes activar la campana y puedes encontrarme en Facebook e Instagram. Eso es en español. Muchas gracias. Thank you very much for the likes. They are important for me and for my channel and my work here or on YouTube. Thank you very much, my girls, and remember that you can make this crochet beanie, the back, and soon this new beanie in knitting. I will come soon with another live chat and more videos. Thank you very much to comment, share, and give one like to my video. Muchas gracias y hasta la vista, mis amigos. Chao. Nos vemos. Gracias. Thank you.